lead. Here's a shot. Gavle's gained possession along the boards. Brings the puck into the offensive end now. Sends a pass over. The Lakers look to start the transition game. Across the point. Here's a shot, just wide of the net. Great pass from the left wing. They've got the defense outnumbered. Sends it across. Nothing.
Oh, man, he's frustrated with himself. He's got to get that on the net.
1 minute left in the second.
Looking to make something happen in the offensive zone. Knocked away. Feeds it up ahead. Over the line they come. Comes up with the glove save. Shot with the stop. Horn sounds, bringing the second period to an end. And after 40 minutes of play, it's 1-0.
Are you looking for information on the stars of tomorrow today? Check out page 21 of the program or our website for profiles on club members on the verge of making
The third period is just around the corner. Ray and I will bring you all the action in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. He's Ray. I'm James. Third period action ready to go. Here we go. Put up or shut up for both teams here in this third period. We are underway. Ray, with 2 periods in the books, what are your thoughts on the game to this point?
Växjö's had such a meager total of shots on goal. Predictably, they haven't scored. They've got to get more pucks to the net.
Växjö's got a hold of it against the wall. Handles it along the blue line. The Lakers get a hold of the puck in their own end. Växjö's got it in their own zone. Moves the puck. Standing tall with the save. That one's tipped. Big save by the goaltender once again. Carries it across the line. Puts it on net. Oh, puts it wide.
Well, he's got to get that on target. That's a scoring chance, and he doesn't even make the goaltender make a save.
Hangs onto the puck. Slides it back to the blue line. Sends the pass over. Lets it fly. Misses a golden opportunity there. Unable to reach that one. Here's a pass down low. And he whiffs on it. Oh, here we go. Here's an offensive chance. On the attack along the boards. Takes the pass. Takes the feed. Carries it in. Obstruction penalty coming up. Looks like a hook here. And let's see what the definitive call is on the ice. A little too much stick and body hooking up on this one, hence hooking on the goal.
Yeah, I didn't think this was a difficult call for the official to make at all.
Brynäs is sending their power play unit out for the first time tonight.
It'll be their initial power play of the evening, James. The best power plays, they move the puck and move their feet at the same time. You'll force the penalty killers back a little more defensively than they'd like to be.
Gets it out of his own end. And he's tripped up on the play. Referee's hand goes up here. There's the stoppage of play. Let's see what the officials say. Pretty cut and dry trip on that play.
Coaches will tell you, be careful with your stick, but you're trying to get the puck. I don't think a lot of times they do it intentionally.
Well, things should open up for both sides here with a little 4-on-4 action.
Sometimes you need grit, and you need grind, and you need toughness. Not in 4-on-4. You need skill. You need guys that can skate and who can move the puck.
Keeps a hold of the puck after that knock. Gavley's got it in their own zone. Here's a chance to make something happen inside the neutral zone. Penalty expires, and they'll go to work with a man advantage. Not much, but it's still a power play. The Lakers scoop it up along the boards. Man advantage unit comes up empty-handed, and they're still trailing by a goal. Here they come on the attack. Moves it around along the half wall. And that one's broken up by a great defensive play. Lifts the stick and takes the puck. Takes the feed in the middle of the ice. Handles the puck. Oh, what a stop! Brynäs has got the puck along the boards. With possession along the wall. Grabs the puck. Takes it across the blue line. Comes up with the stop. Chance in front. Save made by the goalie.
That's an important time, of course, to make that stop. You've got the lead. You don't want to start letting it melt away.
Here in the late going of the frame. We got a 1-0 game to this point. While the setters are jammed up, nice job by the winger to steal the puck. Along the half wall with the puck. And that skips away on a nice defensive deflection. Horek's got the puck in his own zone. Brings the puck into the offensive end now. Into the corner of the attacking area. Shot from the wall. Off target.
The Lakers can only shake their collective head. That's another chance, and they don't get anything for it.
Växjö's got the puck in their own end. Moves the puck along the half wall. They desperately need a goal. The net is empty and the extra attacker's out. Fires to the empty net. Close, but not close enough. To the empty net. Just wide. Looking to make something happen along the boards. The Lakers have it now. Looking to make something happen in the offensive zone. On the attack along the boards. Växjö's got a hold of it along the wall. He scores!
What a play! I thought there was no time left, James. And they've tied the game late in the third.
Unbelievable.
I actually thought he was going to do it, James. He played so well. I thought the shutout was there for the taking. He just couldn't quite close the deal.
This neutral zone face-off set to go, and we are back underway. That goes wide.
Assisted by number 22.
Regulation time comes to an end. That means we've got some overtime coming up. We'll take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. Overtime is coming your way next.
Tonight's game.
your sudden death OT pools going. Get your social media predictions. Overtime is underway, people. Off the tip. Nice save by the goaltender to get a pad on that. Anderson's got it into offensive territory. And he's taken down. The official's arm signaling for a penalty. Here comes the sentence. Tripping is the call, and it's pretty cut and dry, it seems, Ray.
Well, it's like you're in position, then you're not. You reach out, you trip them up, and there's no way to get out of it now.
4-on-3 power play here looming, and they'll have plenty of time to go to work here.
Oh, here's a gift, a power play in overtime. If you can figure this out and execute just one time, this game goes into your back pocket.
And manages to clear the zone. Slides the cross-ice pass. Takes it out of the offensive zone and back to center. And a great save! Quick pass to Shinneman. Right up front! And that's broken up with a stick in front. Denied by the goaltender.
Wow, what a dangerous chance we saw here. In overtime, you get no second opportunity, and the goalie makes a great save.
Off the draw, and he ties up his opponent. Gets it out of his own end. Lets it go. The glove making it look easy on the play. A big draw looming here in the offensive zone. Backstrom's won the draw. Takes it from the other side of the blue line. Nearing the point. That knocks him off the puck. Back to the blue line. Here he is, wristed on net. And that shot dies in traffic. Into the middle of the neutral zone. Moves it around along the half wall. Slides the puck near the front of the net. Snaps it on net. Denies him.
I think through traffic like that, you're just hoping the thing hits you.
And a huge opportunity here in overtime is blown as the power play comes up short.
Sometimes you miss a power play and you shrug your shoulders and go back to bench. This feels like a pretty heavy miss.
With possession along the wall. Back on a stick now. And now he tries to get it across to Pettersson. Oh, what a good opportunity right there.
You don't get many chances. You want to finish them off, so he'll be a little frustrated as he heads back up ice. Let's go back a little earlier in overtime. This game continues because of this save. What an outstanding effort.
Blomqvist won the faceoff. Over the line they come. On the doorstep. For the win! And he denies him with a monstrous save here in overtime. Now he takes it over the line. Hammers the shot. Just wide. Stopped by the goaltender.
This shot comes from a real dangerous area on the ice, but the goalie's in position, and he makes a nice stick save.
Scott's won the draw deep in the defensive zone. Carries it across the line. Receives the pass, and he easily stops that one.